And welcome to Nancy's Neighborhood, folks, and it's great to be with you today. You see the sun is shining in Nancy's neighborhood. The wind is blowing and it's still a little bit crisp outside. I'm going to move real quickly through the show today because I have 3 sets of guests. And I'm excited because it's 3 different things that I want everybody to talk about and I want everybody to be aware of, because you, the public, need to know these things are happening and how to become involved if you want to. One quick thing I'm going to say, we're having a sale at the Red Ribbon. This poncho I have on is 50% off, and I have a shawl right here behind me I'll throw on when some of the other guests come on because the sun is shining. And it's 50% off. So come by the Red Ribbon, 270 Central Avenue, and do some Valentine's shopping because that's coming up pretty soon. So, SPCA of Bradley County, and that is near and dear to my heart. And Judy Baker and I were laughing the other day because I used to have live animals from SPCA on. Mm-hmm. Do y'all remember that? Mm-hmm. And it was pretty funny. I mean, sweet. You know, and some of them were big dogs. Mm-hmm. I don't think anybody ever brought in a lap dog. I'm pretty sure they didn't. So I have 2 people on, Michelle Duncan and Christine Harvey, and I wanted them to come on today because there's several events going on, and then Prospect School is working with their best partner, Santec, and they are working, their project this year is SPCA.
Yes, it is.
So share, girls, share with us and tell us what's happening.
Go ahead. Just a little bit, I guess, about.
Okay.
Tell everybody what SPCA is.
Okay. Yes. Well, SPCA is the county's animal shelter. We've been in operation for almost 4 years now. We've taken in almost 6,000 animals.
Oh, wow.
So we're hitting some big numbers, yes. We are an open admission, no-kill shelter right here in Cleveland, Tennessee.
Say that loudly. No-kill shelter.
No-kill shelter,
right.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yes, ma'am. And Cheryl Dunson, who works at Santec, she actually also is a board member now of the SPCA,
yes, she is.
Just recently. But she contacted us last year talking about this project that she always does with Prospect, and she said this year they wanted us to be their project. So she got us together for lunch, and we talked about some of the neat things that were going to be coming up, and we're so excited to be a part of it. And
they always do Prospect, and whatever they select to work on that year they always do a great job. I mean, a super great job. So share with us what Prospect's going to do now.
So what we're going to do is we're going to partner with a week. We always have some kind of project, and it's either local, global, national, some connection somehow. And this year is the SPCA, and so we do a penny drive every year that's usually between $2,000 and $3,000 just in a week's time. And so we've decided to partner with them, and their big need is supplies. They don't, people don't understand the need to take care of all of these animals every single day for months and years sometimes because they're no kill.
Right.
And so Cheryl Dunson from Santec, our best partner, did come, and she said, this is dear to my heart, like you. And I said, well, then let's do it. Let's just do it.
Absolutely.
And so we're actually having a whole week theme called Puppy Love at Prospect because it's the week of
that is too cute.
The week of Valentine's Day. So it's the 12th through the 16th. So kids will bring in change, but we have themed days where they'll dress up, and here's Monkey Monday, Tiger Tuesday, Wallaby Wednesday, Thoroughbred Thursday, and 450 Dalmatian Friday. But we're also going to do the Thursday night, the 15th, is going to be our paw party, so PAW. And so all the teachers are doing a booth, like a food booth, with pepperoni pizzas and pigs in a blanket, cheetah chilies, animal-themed booths.
How neat.
And then we're going to do a puppy parade, in a sense, but it can be any animal. But people are going to donate $5 to have their animal in the parade around the track. And everybody... A real live animal. They can bring their personal animals.
Not one of these creatures that dressed up during the week. This is real live animals.
Yes, real life animals, and it could be anything. But and then everybody will go to the back track at 6 o'clock and watch the parade, and they get to vote on their favorite one. And we're encouraging them to dress up, their animals if they can, and just a night of fun, but a night to really focus on the need of giving back, and there is such a need. They do such a great job at the SPCA, and we really want to support that.
Absolutely, and people don't realize, but some of those dogs, cats you've had for maybe a year, and I know there's this thing about a black dog. I know we've talked about that before, and Lindsay Bell and I have talked about nobody wants the black dog, and that's a shame because they're beautiful dogs, but they have to be fed, and they have to be watered, and they need blankets, and they need things like that. So and veterinary care. Oh my goodness! If y'all hadn't taken an animal to the vet lately, then you know what it's going to cost. So. It's just amazing to me that people just assume that y'all are doing okay out there.
Yeah. A lot of people we find still don't know we're there.
I know.
They don't know that the county has its own separate shelter now. So that's what we find. A lot of the people don't even know we're there. But I think they also, just because of the past having a government-run shelter, they just assume it's still that way, and it's not. We're a nonprofit, and we're also no kill. So those are two, really
Yes.
big things that make it hard for us to get by.
Yes,
So.
you're no longer the county pound.
No.
Right.
So you do need help. And so
Yes.
I think this is a great way. You get the kids involved.
Kids love animals. Who
Yeah.
doesn't?
They do.
And so
And-
just to spark that a little bit more is
And they see a
exciting.
need. And so and that's good. And now let's talk just a minute about all those animals you have out there that need a home. I need a forever home.
Yes.
And you're there for people to come in and,
Yes.
okay, tell everybody about that.
So we are open to the public Tuesday through Saturday from 12 to 5. In-house right now we have about 47 dogs, I believe, as when I left today. They were actually doing some more intake, so maybe more by the time we close today. And we have about 30 cats right now. So we have plenty of animals looking for homes. Yes.
I can't do it. I can't even go out there because I'm not at home enough
Yeah.
to have an animal. It wouldn't
Yeah.
be fair to the
Right.
animal.
Right.
But I know if I walked in the front door and my SUV was sitting out, that I'd have 50 dogs. I know. I couldn't do it. But I think it's wonderful that we have this and that it's a no-kill.
Yep.
So, and then I have a friend that does transport. So sometimes do you all transport?
Yes.
Okay.
We wound up transporting almost half of our intake.
Oh, wow.
Just because there's not enough local homes, and we also get a variety of ages, breeds, sizes, you name it. But we have so many coming in, and they got to go somewhere. So we have some really good relationships with some no-kill shelters up north that have a shortage of animals where we have a surplus. And so usually about weekly we send a load of anywhere from 10 to 20 animals
Wow.
up north. Yes.
That is fantastic. Okay, so now these are volunteers that do this.
Yes. Yes. Every once in a while staff has to pinch in or whatever, but usually it's volunteers that do the driving. Yes.
So there's other volunteer opportunities for people at
Yes.
SPCA.
Yes.
Now the week of Valentine's, the 12th through the 16th, you will have some volunteers, not actually on site, but they're doing things to help promote and make people aware of SPCA.
We'll have a booth. Yeah.
But what else can people do for you? Do you have times that people could come work and do this and that? How do people let you know they're willing to help?
Well, first of all, our hours of volunteerism are just about 7 days a week from about 9 to 5.
Oh, okay.
So, somebody's always there taking care of the animals.
Well, yeah, they have to
even
be, the
even
day
we're
you're closed,
closed.
they have to be fed.
That's
You're
right.
Yes.
Yeah, they would never forgive us if we
That's
didn't.
right.
Yeah. So we have hours of volunteerism, like I said, about 9 to 5, 7 days a week. It can be everything from running animals to and from vet appointments. It could be walking dogs. It could be cleaning kennels.
Oh, yay.
It could be even some administrative stuff like help with filing or thank you notes or answering phones, things like that. There's a wide variety of things you can do. But anyone interested in volunteering, it's usually best to come by the shelter and just fill out a volunteer application, turn it right in, and then our volunteer coordinator will give you a call and set up
Okay.
orientation.
Now tell everybody where the shelter is.
We are located at 1570 Johnson Boulevard Southeast.
And it's not that hard to find, folks.
No,
Give them directions.
Yeah, we are right next door to the juvenile court off of APD 40. So it's right in the heart of town, not far at all. Yeah.
Absolutely. And also, you all would not refuse monetary donations, would you?
No, certainly not. Our veterinary bills usually run about $5,000 a month.
Oh, wow.
So a lot of the animals that come to us, people bring because they're hurt, they're injured, they're sick, and they can't afford veterinary care. So then that falls on us to do that, and so we certainly want to provide that. So we actually have something called the Angel Fund, which is used just solely for veterinary expenses. We have helped some really, really down hard cases with the Angel Fund.
Wow.
We had a dog that was shot with a bow and arrow, laid in a front yard for 4 days. It was
Oh.
terrible. She was put in a specialized medical foster home because she had to be wrapped because they couldn't sew up the incision, blah, blah, blah. We've had several cases of extreme mange, like hairless, look like a pile of rocks, basically. And we brought them back from that. So the Angel Fund is just, It's the best way to help with those cases.
Okay, so now tell me, how do they send the check? What do they do? Or send cash or drop
So
it
there's
by?
different ways.
Okay.
You can certainly call the shelter.
Okay.
423-790-1915. You can also send it to our P.O. box. It's a safe way to send checks. Always just make sure you earmark it for the Angel Fund or whatever cause you want to give it to.
Okay, what's your box number?
It is P.O. Box 703, Cleveland, Tennessee 37364.
Okay, you're the downtown courthouse.
Yes,
37364. Okay.
That's right. And then, of course, they can always drop by the shelter, drop off a check, get a receipt, take a tour, whatever they want. 1570 Johnson
Oh,
Boulevard.
take a dog home with you.
That's right, exactly. And then those are the three biggest ways that people
great.
give. Yeah.
Well, and I know I've had several friends that have lost dogs, and so you want to do something. So do a memorial.
Yes, we've had a lot of people do
Yeah,
that.
and I've done that 2 or 3 times.
We have people do it for their pets, for their friends.
Oh.
We have people that ask for birthday gifts sent in their name to the shelter. We have all kinds of ways that people think to give back.
Well, how neat. Okay. All right, do that post office box one more time.
Okay. P.O. Box 703, Cleveland, Tennessee 37364.
Okay, now, are we all invited on the 15th to come out to Prospect?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Come
that's
on
what I
out.
wanted to
It's
get to that.
$5 per person, 15 per family max. So
Okay,
come on
15
out.
per family max. So those of you that have 6 kids, you're getting
Come
getting a
on.
break. But this will be the first one you get in a long time, but you will get a break. Okay, so it starts at what time now?
It'll be 5:30 to 7 on
5:30 to
Thursday,
7.
February 15th.
There will be food.
Food.
I love the food. Will be
Yes.
animal or not
Animal
animal
themed.
food, but animal
Animal
themed.
themed.
Okay,
Yes.
and then we're going to have
An animal parade.
an animal parade.
At 6 o'clock.
Okay, so that sounds great, and this is at Prospect School, and if y'all don't know where that is, shame on you.
Exactly.
It's off of Harrison Pike and off Free Will
Free Will.
Road, and it just kind of meets right there, and then you have to decide what you want to do.
Yes.
So anyway, but that'll be great. So that's the
Yes.
15th, starts at 5:30 to 7, and it's all for SPCA.
All proceeds go to SPCA.
And I think that is absolutely awesome, and I think it's so good for the kids. Of course, y'all do a project every year,
We
which
do.
I think creates community volunteers in your
Yes.
students as they grow older.
And just teaches the students the need to give back. We are so blessed in Cleveland and Bradley County.
Absolutely.
We get so much. Even in the
Absolutely.
public schools, there's always a need, but it's so important to teach to give back.
Absolutely, absolutely. Ladies, thank you all so much for being on with me today. I'm going to put that on my calendar because if I'm not there, Cheryl will come and get me. So,
Yes.
so I will try my bestest to be there. Don't go away, folks. We're going to take a commercial break here. Now, remember what I say. Watch our commercials, support our sponsors because they pay our bills, and we'll be right back in just a minute with 2 more guests that are going to tell us some other things that are happening in our community. So we'll be right back.